Sydney's Wisdom Chest 1.0. The distance between heaven and earth is only a hair's breadth away. Our lives and understanding are determined by and limited to the laws of physics. Our world is our prison. We're forever inhibited as the atomic creatures. Our knowledge of God has inadvertently reached its zenith point. Man's obsession with remote space he cannot occupy is as old as life. Old Lucifer in all his matchless glory still desired to occupy just one more space, the throne of the Almighty God. His covetous sin to go one step higher than the God who created him became his eternal destruction. King David, after conquering and having conquered, had no more wars to prove his iconic pedigree of all conquests in war history of Israel. Still inexplicably and surprisingly, he killed his faithful soldier Uriah, and stole his wife. David, if you needed a dozen more wives, I'd have given them to you. God lamented David's fall from grace. Greed is not a lack of anything in a man's life but a dire need and a lack of peace with God. All the attributes of God are locked up in his peace. This then explains the reasons why sometimes, even the most righteous among us suddenly fall into a quagmire of unimaginable sin which defies God's sovereignty. Our man-made righteousness is like filthy rags, the Bible declares. God's righteousness in our lives enables us to stand and earn the right to have his audience. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. God's peace always helps and reminds us, we are nothing without him. God, being more humble and just than man, always yields to our inherent right to decide between good and evil despite the fact that he remains the best choice ever for us to live on. You see, unlike man, God cannot violate his own word. When he said to Adam, I give you power over all the beasts on the earth and in the firmament, God meant every single word he uttered. From this point forward, everything rested on the shoulders of Adam. God would have intervened and avoided the sinful destruction resulting from Adam's fall, but he couldn't since he was bound by his eternal word. Sydney's Wisdom Chest 1.0 may not mean or have any impact on your dear life. After all, I'm just another man with no name. I carry no badges or titles on my shoulders, therefore, it would be naive and way beyond galactic for me to say, I'm targeting you. All the words I'm writing all over them pages of life, are in a jest intended for my children's children to mull over in my remembrance. Hello, this is nothing but a conversation I'm having with myself and by myself. You just happen to be passing by and eavesdropping on this exclusive conference I'm having. Wisdom in not how you feel about what people say about you, but what you know deep inside your heart of hearts. Sydney's Wisdom Chest 1.0 is nothing but poor Sydney communing alone and wrestling with his own words. I love words more than life itself. Without words our world would not exist because it took God to speak it into being. Sydney's Wisdom Chest 1.0. God has no secret formula to create everything he's created. His words are the only ingredients in God's world. Poor man has been left sprawling trying to replicate and catch up with God's divinity without success. All the sweats, tossing and turning have reduced man into a worm which he actually is. But I am a worm, and no man, the reproach of men, and despised of the people, cried David. Worms are the easiest things for men to kill and considered the least important of all things. Sydney's Wisdom Chest 1.0. I am not a worm, screamed an angry man. Worm you are, replied Mother Nature, without worms your ecosystem will collapse and you'd be dead. The sad reality, at the end of every man's life, the same insignificant worms always have the last laugh as they feed vociferously on the once great Superman. Look who's dancing now. I see worms wriggling with joy over the once powerful. What is man and what is life? I wonder, oh Lord, I wonder.